Alright, so we got the KW88 from Kingwear. Been wearing it for about a week or two now, somewhere in that range. And I just wanted to do a review. So the pros and the cons. What's good, what's bad, what do I think? Coming up. Okay, so here we are with the KW88 from Kingwear. And I have it down here because you guys can see it better. So I got my little list of things that I think were good and bad from this. So let's start with them. Alright, so number one, what do I like? First is the screen. You know, this is a great little screen. I'm just going to turn it on here for you. And I've got it upside down. This is better. So if we turn this on, you'll actually see that the screen itself, and I've got it on fairly low power mode right now, so if I came here and switched it into like a mild, or a mid, sorry, you'd actually see how much better that actually is. Nice and bright. So the screen, I think, really nice. No complaints with the screen. I think the screen looks really good. Again, the different watch faces when you're up here, you know, moving around, they're really good. You can see a couple different ones here. Here's a nice little white one. Cool little one right here, which is nice. Overall, I think the screen is really good, especially for the price point of what this watch is. Pro that kind of goes along with that is the fact that the speed of this, you know, moving through all the interface here, so coming across, and there's no pausing, there's zero complaints. It is running this OS plenty fine, plenty of power. It's a quad-core processor in there, so it's doing its job very well. Again, zero complaints. So this next one, take it as a bit of a positive and a negative. My guess, and I'm not sure because I don't have one, is that the connectivity between this phone and Android and or versus the connectivity to iOS, my guess would be that it connects to Android better than it connects with iOS. I'm doing it on an iPhone. So the connectivity to the iPhone is good. It's good, but limited. There's a lot of features if you have an iPhone that you're not going to get that if you were on an Android that you would. The other thing with that is you have to be running a third-party piece of software on the iPhone, which is how it connects. I'm not sure if that's the case on an Android, but it definitely is on the iPhone, which means if that iPhone gets into background tasking and then kind of kicks out, then some of that connectivity gets lost. So just kind of be aware, and you have to repair it. On any given day for me, I probably had to repair maybe 2 or 3 times just to get it to start sending notifications and things like that. So just kind of be aware of that with iOS. Big deal? It all depends. Okay, so let's talk about the battery. So the battery, for one, takes about 2 hours to charge. 2 hours. And that is if you can get the actual battery connector, which is magnetic, to actually snap on it really well. A lot of times it feels like it's on there and it's just not charging, or you actually see it say USB charger connected, disconnected, disconnected, disconnected. For the most part it works really well, but that can be a bit of a concern, I think, if for instance you are someone that is charging it at night and you click it on and just kind of leave it, because you really got to make sure that it's fastened on there. So charge time about 2 hours when it's actually connected, but for instance I've had it where I thought it was charging and it wasn't, and that means that I come back to a watch that's actually got less battery than when I started. So that's not good. Positive on this watch is also that it has access to the Google Play Store. So when you're in here and you are connected to the internet, you will see that it has access right here to the Play Store. So that allows you access to tons of Android apps out there right now for this. So what goes along with that, and this is all depends on you. You can take this as a positive or a negative, the amount of internal storage that this has. So internal storage wise, this thing is pushing 8 gigs. Is that a lot? Well, for mobile apps, it's not horrible, but there are definitely some watches out there that have a bit more. So depending on what your expectations are and what you're going to be storing on this watch, which I don't think you're going to store a lot, let's be honest, then 8 gigs should be fine. But again, there are watches out there that have more. So be aware. One of the big reasons that a lot of us actually get these watches or smartwatches or activity trackers is because of the heart rate monitor. And this, again, on this watch is something that you want to be aware of. Does it have a heart rate monitor? Yeah, most definitely. So you can actually see inside here, if you scroll up, you'll get the section that's called health. And inside health, if you click, you will get heart rate and pedometer. So if you tap on the heart rate, you'll see the heart rate starts up and starts going, and the little light on the back turns green and off she goes. So here's the positive. Positive is it seems like it's actually fairly accurate, which is good. It's within a couple beats of any of the other heart rate monitors that I've tried, so that seems good. Downside is, for a lot of us that have a heart rate monitor or want a heart rate monitor, we want it to periodically be checking our heart rate, not just when you and I tell it to. So if I want this to be monitoring so that it will notice if my heart rate elevates or anything like that, this isn't going to do it. The heart rate monitor only comes on when you tell it to. So you need to actually turn it on to get your heart rate. So kind of be aware. Other than that, step tracker, all that other good stuff seemed to be working fine. Perfect. Cool bonus of this watch is, if you look in the back, I'll just kind of spin this around, hopefully you guys can see that. So back here, in this area here, is where you can take the actual panel off and actually put a SIM card in. This actually has full connectivity. I believe it's 3G. I don't believe it's LTE, but 3G, so just be aware. Again, you're doing this on your watch. Wireless connectivity will with you Bluetooth and Wi-Fi normally, but if you want to get a SIM card and a data plan for your watch, I guess have at her. It's there. Do it. I didn't, but it's there. Nice little feature, I guess, if you need it. And last but not least, we actually have a camera. So, positive, I guess, is that you have a camera. That's kind of cool. It sits, hopefully you guys can see that, right on the edge here. So let's see, I don't know if it'll focus, but it's right there. It's a 2 megapixel camera, nothing fancy. It'll do the job, I guess, in a pinch. Of course, you would normally just shoot with your phone or with an actual camera, but if you don't have it, this is there. Here's the one thing I wish. This can shoot photo and video, but when you are shooting in photo or video mode, not that big a deal with photo mode, but definitely in video, is it is always shooting in this orientation. There's no way I could get it to kind of rotate, which makes it just a little difficult because, again, you're wearing this watch and you're wearing it doing kind of this to take a shot, which means that if you actually wanted to do like a video chat call, you're kind of doing this, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. Would it be better? I think maybe that they would have put it maybe up here on the strap or on the top of the bevel, right? Just to see if that would be more functional. So that's some pros and cons, I guess. It's a $139 watch, smartwatch. So price point, I think, is fantastic, but just be aware of some of the limitations of it. I've been wearing it, like I said, for about a week to 2 weeks, and again, for the price point, I think it's okay. It's not a bad watch at all. I do wish battery life was longer. Like I said, it takes about 2 hours to charge, and you get about a day, depending on usage. I would get a day at maximum. There are some days that I was like, nope, I am out. It's just after dinner, and I'm cruising in at about 10% battery life. So you have to be aware. And this was without using things like the activity. So not going into an activity mode where I'm going out for a run or whatever. This was strictly just letting it run with notifications and checking it and things like that. Battery should get you a day. If you're going to use it heavily, you're going to have to charge it midstream. It's definitely not something that you're going to get more than a day out of, because I didn't use it aggressively a lot of days, and still I had issues sometimes getting it to a full day. I'm going to leave you guys there. This is the Kingwear KW88, and I'm going to put a link down there again. If you guys want to go get it, then get the link. It's a cool watch, and even if you just get it as a watch, it seems to work very well. The screen's really nice. It does have some of those other smart features, and you're not going to be paying a premium price like you do with some other smartwatches. Alright, my friends, have a good one. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again.